We live in a gated planned community with a guard gate at the entrance. Can we require vendors who come into the association to have their temperature taken? I've received this question actually in a high-rise as well, whether anybody that was coming into the high-rise, can we, stick a thermometer on their forehead and see what their temperature is? I think something that we really need to consider during these times is that we keep our actions from becoming man overboard, so to speak. And I think that, putting a thermometer and taking the temperature of a vendor in a planned community who's coming back maybe to mow the lawn on somebody's property, I think that is going overboard, frankly. I'm not even sure that that's going to be, an accurate way, to determine if somebody has COVID-19. I mean, of course, we're all looking at the symptoms because none of us want to get it and everybody's worrying they have it. But I would not be in favor of that, especially in a planned community. I am aware of one condominium association, a high-rise, that's doing this, and their owners in their building are okay with that. But I think if people are objecting to this in a high-rise condominium, it's not something that I would say is something that we, can make mandatory for any visitor that's coming to the building. Another question we're receiving is, can we tell owners in our condominium association or planned community that they can't have guests or vendors come to their property? I think this is kind of an interesting question. It's obviously going to be very difficult to tell anybody in a planned community that they can't have guests or vendors, especially where there's no guard gate. But even in a planned community with a 24-hour guard service, I think that's going to be very difficult to, enforce, and I think there's people who won't agree to that. The more difficult question is if you live in a condominium, like a high-rise condominium, and your association doesn't want to have, non-essential people coming into the building. And we're seeing this question with construction in, a high-rise where there may be a large number of construction workers coming in. And I think that there definitely can be an argument made to prohibit, construction during these times in a high-rise, if that is bringing in a number of, different construction workers into your building, using your elevators, congregating in the halls. And so that's something that I would not be opposed to. I haven't had that question specifically in Arizona just yet, but I do think that that's something that could be prohibited. But just the common visitor who's coming into your high-rise association, I would be opposed to saying no visitors, in our high-rise right now, because I think, the owners do have personal rights. I mean, obviously we should be requesting that everybody is, staying at home at this time. But, if somebody has a visitor that's coming to see them, or if they have a caregiver that's coming in, the association, in my opinion, should not be prohibiting that.